told you I'd be back. It's getting low. Gonna have to refill soon. But I gotta be careful because I got like extra dark roast coffee this time around. And the other day I had like 6 cups in 6 hours. And man, I was feeding. All right, let's get back into it. Another new issue 1 from Scout Comics. They're just on fire this year. I'm telling you, when we came out of the first 30-day lockdown of the, comic books being, Scout didn't stop that whole time. I mean, a couple of days before they were going to start shipping books again, I was flooded with about a dozen press releases from Scout a week for 3 weeks. So it's just been crazy. They're on fire. They've got production deals going on, everything. First off, let me give to our sponsor for this video, SpinWiz Comics and SpinWizComics.com. If you don't know, now you know. They are a webcomic and indie comic discovery platform. It's true, I tell you. You can download their app absolutely free from both Android and iOS. And once you're logged into the app, you can read a ton of free comics. There are over 86 indie publishers on there, including our good friends over at Source Point Press, and well over 400 comics to read. And it's probably closer to 5 now because there's new stuff added weekly. Go check it out for yourself. SpinWiz Comics at SpinWizComics.com, or go directly to wherever you download your apps and get this today. And here is just a sneak peek of what it'll look like on your smartphone. And we're trying to get SpinWiz up to another 100 downloads and 5-star reviews by the end of the month. Please go check it out for yourself. And don't forget, they also have a loyalty reading reward program. Every page of comics you read on the SpinWiz comic app, as long as you're signed in, you get entries into their monthly, quarterly, and yearly giveaways. Go check it out for yourself. Okay, now, what the frack did I just read? Frank at home on the farm? What a mind, F-bomb, was this? Holy shit. I don't even know what I read. I was just like, it was insane. Okay, so the best I can figure out from the flashbacks is Frank has been away at war. Oh, did I not say spoilers? It's a first issue, people. Every time I do a first issue, or anybody reviews a first issue, you know it's going to be loaded with spoilers. Otherwise, there would be no frame of reference for you to find out what the hell's going on. Although, if you bought this book yesterday on New Comic Book Day, you know what's going on because you probably read it already. If not, and you don't want to know anything about this book before you read it, stop watching this. If you haven't bought the book, run out to your LCS, buy this book, read it, and then come back and see if you agree with me. By all means, throw your comments and questions up in the chat. So, let's dive into this. Frank at Home on the Farm. It is written by Jordan Thomas. The art is by Clark Bint. Clark also did the cover art. Letter Squids did the lettering on this. Daniel Gruitt designed the graphics. Joe Rodriguez, of course, with Scout Production on this. And the wonderful Charlie Stickney was the editor on this. So you know it's going to be good and being held to a higher standard when the boss is your editor. The art on this is strange, but a good strange, but a good creepy strange. First of all, I can't remember what it's called right off the top of my head because it's early and, you know, 1 cup of coffee. Actually, that's a lie. This holds about 2 cups. But Charlie here has a condition where he's got 2 different colored eyes. He's got what looks like a brown eye and a green eye, and they're very bloodshot. And he's just coming home from the war, and from the back flashes that they've shown, this is after World War I. Just throwing it out there. That's my synopsis on it. That's what I think is going on. It's right after World War I because there's some back flashes in here, and I won't tell you what the back flashes are because you're gonna be like, whoa. But the enemy back flashes, which are they're wearing those World War I German helmets with the spike on top. So you figured, you know, they were just foolish and threw their guns down, pointed their heads down, and like tried to stab people in the belly with their silly helmets. So that's like a point of reference that I picked up on and, you know, put 2 and 2 together, and then I added up to 5 because nothing makes sense in this book. It is a total mind bleep F-bomb. So Charlie's coming home. He's all like worn down and weary. He's been away at war. War is never a good thing. Obviously, we all know that. And it messes with your mind. So he's coming back home to his family's farm, and nobody is anywhere to be found. His ma, pa, and little brother are MIA. So, you know, he's looking around, and the house is in shambles and, you know, just a mess. Somebody's been there because he sticks his finger in what we all believe because he's looking down at a recipe book that says skeleton leek and wild mushroom soup. And like the brain surgeon he is, he sticks his finger into the soup without feeling any heat coming off it and then burns his finger because the soup is hot. So somebody's been there. But now they're not. So what's going on? We don't know. He searches all through the farm. And, you know, all the animals are there. And, you know, he gets like a lift into town and is almost attacked by like a very savage pit bull. And there's some creepy, strange stuff going on in the town. He like starts to see things and then like comes out of it a little bit, and he thinks he notices things, but he shakes it off, you know, due to you know, war fatigue and, you know, lots of other things. There's this whole book is I'm sure loaded with Easter eggs and clues. There is one panel that has a newspaper framed up against a wall. Or is that a newspaper machine? I can't tell. And with a big, giant, bold headline, "What are they hiding?" But, you know, nothing. And nobody in town has ever heard of his family. Their farm is 2 miles outside of town, and nobody has ever heard of these people. Sounds a little suspicious to me. And then like some other scary as hell shit happens, and that's all I'm going to tell you about this book. You need to go out and buy it for yourself. I rated this 3 3/4 stars out of 5. I really dug this art style. This whole story, easily for me, I could have been reading this in like a heavy metal magazine, opposed to, reading it in a comic. And of course I love comics, so there's nothing wrong with that. But like the art style and the story and everything, years ago, before, the business opened up the way it has in like the last, 5 or 10 years, this would have been, definitely put into like, some kind of like heavy metal magazine, or, MA production. Well, it is MA production. So, but I mean, this whole thing is full of like weird, scary as F-bomb clues, like all over the place. It is creepy, crazy good. And you just have to see it to believe it. If you haven't picked this up, there should still be copies available at your local comic shop, because it just came out yesterday. Frank on the Farm from Scout Comics. Go check it out for yourself. If you like creepy horror comics, this is definitely one you're not going to want to miss. I think this is going to end up being something pretty big. Go check it out for yourself. And until next time, which will probably be after I fill this bad boy up again, because I'm diving right back in to read something else. And in between all of this, I've been scheduling guests for tonight and tomorrow night for Creators Outlet. If you want to download just the audio version of any episodes of Creators Outlet, you can head on over to ageofradio.com/Creators Outlet. It'll bring you right to my show page. Any episodes from 40 on up will be available. There's a couple that I missed downloading the audio portion of, and I do apologize for that. But basically, any episode from 40 on up will be available. If you don't see it there right now, I have shows scheduled to release Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Currently, right now, from now until December 2nd. So I'm going to be filling up like the rest of that week and popping and dropping everything. So until next time, which will be a little later on today. And I mean, it's 9:49 a.m. my time. I'm East Coast, and I've already popped off 2 5-minute reviews. And yes, I know none of my 5-minute reviews are actually 5-minute reviews, because I ramble. But hey, you know what? I'm reading comic books and having a good time. Cheers to you. And check out this book. Read it for yourself. That was not the Rona. And all I can tell you is